Spiritual background checks and why they are important in every aspect of life. Peace, chosen ones. Happy Owl Wisdom Wednesday. I hope you all are doing well. This is the Mystic Owl speaking, and tonight I want to get into spiritual background checks, what they are, why they're important, and why everyone should be using them, not just checking social media profiles or LinkedIn's or whatever. We really have to test the fruits of the spirit if you want to get biblical with it. But it's not even about religion. We have to do this with every single interaction. And a spiritual background check is basically you looking past the mask. People can say all the right affirmations and post all the right quotes, say the right things, but their frequency, their energy tells a different story. And this is where the practice of observing the fruit of someone's life comes into play. This is important because when you connect with someone in any capacity, but especially in business, romance, deep friendships, you are entering into an energetic contract with this person. And if they are carrying heavy, unhealed baggage, or if they're operating from a space of manipulation or any type of malicious energy, it's going to leak into your own personal energetic field. And I've seen this so many times. I've experienced this so many times, wondering why manifestations aren't working, or they're being blocked, or people feeling drained, myself included. And half the time it's because we have let in a spiritual vampire right through the front door because we didn't check their energy first. I have done this as well. This is why I'm so passionate about it, because it really could be a life or death situation. Discernment is a gift, but it's also a muscle that you have to flex. Like you that's a suitable time to flex is when you use your discernment and your intuition, because there won't be anyone or anything that will be able to get over on you when you are actively tapped in to your discernment, your intuition, your body, your frequency. You are going to know when something is wrong right off the bat, because even though I talk a lot about spirituality, I like to live in reality. Like, I like to know the truth. And the truth is, you just never know what people do behind closed doors. Like, none of us do. You just never know how a person really feels about you, in their spirit, in their mind, in their heart. You never know what a person has planned for you. And I'm not saying that to be like in a paranoid type of way. I'm saying it as a fact. We just don't know. And because we don't know, we have to be careful and discerning. That doesn't mean we have to cut everyone out, but it does mean we have to be careful, because there are just some things that I wouldn't even imagine thinking to do to people that other people probably think about doing harm to people every freaking second of the day. Some of these real world examples of needing to do a spiritual background check, because we've all been there. Will be the person who comes into your life and everything seems perfect, and they use the right spiritual lingo, and they talk about love and light, and they're just such a beautiful person, and namaste and all this good stuff. But every time you leave their presence, or they leave your presence, you are drained, depleted. You feel like you need to go to sleep for several days. Yeah, that's because they just took your energy. That's an energy vampire. And you are the source. That these type of people want you to believe that they're the source. No, the source is you. They stole your energy, ran off on a plug. That's what happened with that. Even in dating, you're vibing with someone, but your body starts to feel tight or anxious, or you start to feel nervous every time they call or text. Just something is off, some unexplained energy. Even if you're happy with this person, even if you're having a good time. Because I think that's something that is so easy to overlook. Like, yeah, this person is kind and they're cool, and I got all these butterflies and these feelings, but something is off. You might not be able to put your finger on it, but something is just off. That's your nervous system literally doing the background check for you. Okay, so how do we actually perform a spiritual background check? First, we're going to start with the body. And this is for any person, any relationship, romantic, platonic, family, friends, jobs, business. You're going to notice where, when you're around this person or thinking about the situation, thinking about the person, you're going to notice where in your body are you feeling any tension. An expansion in the chest is traditionally seen as a yes. A knot in the stomach is a hold up, wait a minute, don't rush into this. And third, we are going to use our spiritual tools. We are going to ground ourselves. We are going to meditate. We are going to speak, pray, affirm, spiritual baths, cleansings, and literally just asking for the truth, literally just asking for the light to be shown on this person, on this situation. Am I safe in this situation? The next song I hear on the radio, whatever the first word is, if it's a confirmation word, a yes, a no, a maybe, that can be a signal, a commercial, social media, anything. Asking for a sign, that's also a tool. And then we just have to look at people's characters in general, looking at their circle, how they interact with people, how people interact with them. A spiritual background check is really just paying attention and paying attention to the details that most people like to ignore because they're too busy wanting to be liked or wanting attention or validation. We don't care about any of that. We care about our safety, we care about our peace. And we have to be more careful about alignment than being liked. At the end of the day, you're the CEO of your life. You get to decide who gets all access pass and who gets to stay in the lobby. Doing a spiritual background check is how you stay high vibe and focused on the mission, on your spiritual journey, on your spiritual path. And it's about honoring the divine in you by not letting it be dimmed by someone else's unaddressed shadows. And it doesn't matter who the person is, this applies to everyone. Take your time, trust your gut, keep your vision owl sharp. If you stay to the end, thank you so much for listening. Be sure to tune into next week's Owl Wisdom Wednesday for more spiritual guidance and insight. And as always, speak life over yourself. Take care of yourself, love yourself, trust yourself, and protect yourself. I love you, chosen ones. Peace.